You're listening to NFRN The Drive, your place for NFRN, NASCAR, and motorsport news. Hello again, everybody. I'm Colin Denton with RVN. Welcome to another edition of NFRN The Drive. All three series competing tonight. The Elite Cup Series heading into their final race of the round of 16. 4 drivers going to get eliminated from championship contention tonight. The other 2 series heading into their second race of their respective rounds. We are on a tight schedule with all 3 series competing, so let's head right into the highlights from our last racing action. 2 different sites, Toronto, Lakeshore, and Nashville. We will start off with the Elite Cup Series. In this 80-lap event, Amethyst Ashley put herself on the pole, the OJR to the outside. 42 cars flying down in the turn 1, seeing if they can take the event up here in Canada. NASCAR Fan 19 shuffled to the outside very quickly, and that is definitely not the place to be on this racetrack. Jake Baskinger trying to work his way up on the inside of the 4 car, trying to grab as many points as he can. We're going to see a lead change just before the first pit stop of the night. Noah Carr is going to the inside of Ashley, but during that pit stop, 44 car is going to run into the back of the 98. A big mental mistake. Another bit of contact here as Mitchell Mark trying to get off pit lane, runs into Zachary Fitzwater Sr. trying to get in, and there's Rampage, who Mark made contact with at Texas World. When the pits cycle out, Amethyst Ashley would be back on top. Playoff drivers trying to find their place in line. Davidson on the outside. Baskinger going to the inside of John Arndt in turns 1 and 2, and Davidson starting to fall back as these 3 drivers right here stayed next to each other for a good part of that stint. Tyler Markell would pit 1 lap earlier than Ashley would, trying to take advantage of a short pit, and Eli Bright flies into the end of the pit lane wall. Connor Mays gets collected, and then Philip Fry tries to come into an early pit stall from the outside, makes contact, and his car stalls. And Tyler Markell's strategy is going to work as he's going to fly by the 57 of the Amethyst Ashley, and then the 04 of Jack Porkins is going to try to work his way around the 57 car. It's going to be successful early on, but Ashley is going to work her way back to the inside and try to chase down the 48 car of Markell. Lap traffic would get in the way of this lead battle. You can see William Brock going to the inside of the 57, trying to get his lap back, and no one would be able to catch Tyler Markell as he comes to the start-finish line and takes the victory at Toronto Lakeshore. Amethyst Ashley would come up in second, Jack Porkins in third, Bruno De Barros there in 9th place, 3 chasers inside the top 10. Philip Fry's issues would drop him in the 40th place, multiple laps down, and that would also move him to the back of the points chart. 12 points separating Reese Butcher and Philip Fry, 6 points separating Gardner from Butcher, 12th to 13th, and Rampage, Season 1 champion, also in the danger zone. Now looking at the Amateur Cup race, staying in the States at Nashville, Craig Martin on the pole. Shane Borland and Connor Mays trying to work their way forward as the 82 takes the early lead. Kyle Wall trying to work his way from far back in the field, the 2-time winner. Connor Mays would eventually get his way into second place, able to bypass Jay Jefferson, who starts to slip a few positions. And the 84 car would be the first one to come down the pit lane, followed by Shane Borland. They're going to try to stay away from this huge pack that's coming down. By the way, Joey Radcliffe right there missed the commitment cone, so he would suffer a penalty. And Craig Martin not able to get off pit lane first. Alexander Rowe able to speed by him, but Connor Mays with his early pit stop is able to get in front of all of them and put together a huge lead. Eric Van Arsdale had a slow pit stop that puts him near the back of the field, and no one is able to catch up to the 84 car. No cautions in this race either, as Connor Mays goes ahead and advances into the next round of the playoffs. Shane Borland and John Gilbert also inside the top 10 among the chasers. Craig Martin, the pole sitter, would drop to 5th place after his slightly slow pit stop. Eric Van Arsdale finishes in 41st position, loses a lot of points, especially after not winning during the regular season. He'll be at the back of the field, and there's a tie at the cut line. Robert Harrison and Sparky the Sun Devil have the same amount of points after the first race of the round of 12. And in the Truck Series, back up at Toronto Lakeshore, it was Jesse McConnell to take the pole. Adam Kuhn was the highest qualifying chaser. And you can see that Tyler Reed is suffering the same struggles that NASCAR Fan 19 had in the early laps of the race as Adam Kuhn starts to work his way forward on the inside line. Robbie Bell would go ahead and take the lead from Jesse McConnell, but the 62 truck would get back to the lead at some point. Really wishing that he had made the playoffs, but still trying to go for a race victory. Adam Kuhn continues to work his way through the field as now the 27 truck caught on the outside. And Jesse McConnell would come down for his pit stop, one of the first to do so, and Adam Kuhn would try to follow suit and try to keep up with that leader. But McConnell would get back up to the front and would not be caught. kind of the winner at Toronto Lakeshore, just one race late of making the playoffs. Jasper Rawls and Adam Kuhn will be the two drivers that were inside the top 10 in this one among the chase drivers. Dalton Wise, Clint McComb, Steve Ray, all outside of a top 30 finish. A lot of points lost there, especially for Ray, who is not a race winner yet, but he is still 1 point back on Clint McComb in terms of trying to get into the next round. 2 races to go, Derek's Motodrome today and Ontario in the next race. Here are some of the drivers that will be making their first attempt in the NFRN Truck Series today at Derek's Motodrome. They will be trying to race into the feature event. Ryan Wenham will be in the 06 truck, Logan York in the 47, Priya McShane in the 48, Khaled Campbell in the 56, Max Shadow in the 61, Clayton Thompson in the 64, and finally Colin Murphy there in the 65 truck. Plenty of new faces in Victory Lane in our last set of races. We will see tonight if some new drivers will head to Victory Lane or if some of our playoff contenders will be able to advance into the next round. Before we head into the races, let's go to a few notes you need to know. If you are not currently a member of the NFRN and would like to take part in some Truck Series events as a part-timer, the Race 12 deadline is Sunday, May 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 days away from today. Do take note that there is a new link down below due to some policy changes on the hosting site for those signups. And here are the upcoming drivers, including tonight's race and those that are coming up in the next few races. Race 12 to be determined based on who else signs up. The NFRN merch store is now open. Link down below in the description and on your screen. Go check out the one-stop shop for all your NFRN apparel. And everyone is free to join the NFRN Discord in conjunction with the ASCA League. Link down below in the description, your place to get all of your league information quickly, as well as chat with the community of drivers. So that is going to be it for this edition of NFRN The Drive. We are going to take on some mile-long tracks today. The Truck Series headed to Derek's Motodrome, and the Amateur and Elite Cup Series heading to NASCAR. We will see who ends up in Victory Lane at the end of the night. For now, I'm Colin Denton. Good night, and good riddance.
Louder!